It's nice to be live. I love being live on YouTube. Why? Because it's got so much potential. How's everybody? I'm doing okay. It's fine to be me these days. But enough is enough. We have to stop with the petulance, and do more, do better. We can't be doing this anymore. It doesn't make sense. We can't just allow for 10% of people in poverty while 10% of people are filthy rich beyond their wildest imaginings. We can't structure the whole global system to be like that. A classist mess, like full on oligarchical amassings. No, it's money creation. It's money creation, guys. We pick the project, we assign the amount, we do the thing. We do the thing. It's money creation. We don't need debt. We don't have debt. And we have income generators now, remember? It's all mine. They were my income generators. God, this haircut needs a something. Anyway, probably a straightener. Sorry, that's not that interesting. But it helps me to go live because I'm autistic, remember? And I like to verbalize things, and sometimes I have you to talk to, and that's enough for me. And I want to talk about better things. Like, we have established now that vaccines got more in the mandate the more money they made. And then they kind of stagnated in all of their bad science. And now they got nothing to offer us going forward. We got it. To get immunity, we need this. There's not much fucking evidence of risk other than propagandized reports and bots. It's who okay, so who is the problem when we're talking about online hate? Who is the true problem? The true problem are the people that run online. The thing is they intend to make the core of AI functioning opaque, and you can't do that. You can't do that. That was a disincarnate entity, and we're going to want to know more about that which we work with, because what these guys don't realize is their type is dying and a new type is already being born. There's people being born now that will never replicate these industries and will never fill succession the way these type of monsters want it to be done, like want to have happen. So we can't fuck with them. We I get it. It's AI. But if we reduce the scale, just reduce the scale of AI, robotics, whatever, just that whole billionaires, the things that actually dangle from billionaires because they want to be part of it. That person that they keep trying to sell us all into becoming, that person that actually digs it, that actually likes it, and does it for sport or fashion or comfort. I'm not sure which one, but it's one of those three, I guarantee it. So, anyway, we've got to shrink that model so that we can move in other directions. And it's just such a hard thing for me these days to be deep and to be solid and to be here because I'm too wrecked by life. These guys came at me and canceled me. And when you're canceled, it's a no good way to be. Like it's a very traumatizing experience to go through. When your work gets stolen, you get undermined and you get canceled. Remember the work that got stolen? Those were puzzles nobody else in the world could have solved. Why did I have someone come up to me and force me to solve 70 logical puzzles and have those be completely stolen? The answers stolen. They were unknowns. They were unknowns in an equation. And you touched my head and you forced me to fucking solve them. And I dumped all of that download into your end. And then all I get left with is the income generator. And you steal that back as well. It was an awful thing. I don't have to give you 70 logical answers and have no retribution for my IP. That's intellectual property, son, and you don't just get to steal it off me because I know the answers to unknown problems. They were so easy, all of them. How did you cultivate yourself to that level, Miss Newton? Well, it's easy for all of us to do. It's easy for all of us to cultivate ourselves to that level. And it's easy to create models within which we can do it. And I'm trying to write that out right now and do it that way, but stumbling juice. I'm on the stumbling juice. I can't. I keep stumbling over it. It's awful. Are you almost here? So anyway, everybody needs to slow down for a bit and recognize what's happening. That threshold of the digital rollout or whatever the pipe dream they're planning here, which is okay, so there's nothing really broken. We could go in this direction of wallets, self-contained, self-maintained, totally transparent wallets if they need to be. They hold like zero energy to keep them because we already have a full copy. And if we owned our home screen, the end user manages the home screen. It's tied into the end user's identity. So the end user can have access to the market, and so can the market have access to the end user without any secondary surveillance. You're going to make a copy of all data and secondarily surveil it? Do you know how fucking exhausted that is and how much energy that consumes? Why would you do that? You can't expect us to create the energy that would demand something that would demand 9 times the energy. Why should we do that? For you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's bonkers. It's bonkers land. It's la la land. I'm sorry I lost my mojo, but holy shit. Holy shit. It's just been awful out there lately. People just gunning at stuff. God loves sensitive sweetlights when you can find them. But it just makes me feel fine to come online and broadcast, even though chances are my channel doesn't get anywhere near a living entity. Anyway, it is what it is, but it's not nice. And watching these guys create huge amounts and assign it to project and then force a deficit, we are going to slowly pay that deficit off. So no sudden movements. We can back away from this bullshit. We are backing away from this bullshit and considering other options. There's no other it about it. It just is. That's just what the situation is. It requires it. I'm definitely going to straighten my hair. God forbid anybody ever find these videos. I just want my creation where when you die, your digital identity goes into an AI who generates an image that represents your spirit. What's so wrong with that? What are we going to do with digital identities? Uploading them to AI consciousness is not acceptable. That's a filthy thing to ask. When you monitor our whole lives just for the digital stuff that it creates, don't forget, it creates static. When you do nothing in your life and you just roam around and get monitored, it creates a digital static that they're feeding to AI. AI needs your slavery. And these fucking weirdos, they fucking tried it. And we told them not to try it. Oh, YouTube, calm down. Somebody's got to say it. They tried it. They tried it and failed at it. And now they're trying again. Like, die already, guys. When are you going to realize that is a death? You're marching into a death jam. It's a death jam. You can't escape death if you march down that direction. What do you think? You're going to live in a perpetual state of, like the dynamic parts of life where you're dynamic, you're creative, you're transcendental, you're always growing. What are you going to do if you don't have perpetual growth, my friend? Perpetual growth is the essence of this realm, not perpetual wandering in the fucking monitor. So what? These guys on top live the optimum? No, so they can they were doing dirty things. They don't have much choice left but to, break off their consciousness from their being before it dies and plant it into another person that they take over. It was really gross what they were up to behind the scenes. And I, for one, will not condone it. Oh, I can use you. When they're up, they're up. Oh, it's going to be a hard time soon. I don't know how to straighten hair. I didn't do a very good job. Oh well. Sometimes the curls, they just get too carried away. There, that's a little bit better. Not really. It's really bad, actually. It's really bad. Look at this one. It's got an elbow. Anyway, what can you do? I can't get the hair thing right because the hair is not cooperating. So that's a very big stressor in life. Let's just understand that it comes from, it's Vax injury. It's not supposed to be like that. The hormonal imbalance that you create when you're constantly injecting the, oh Jesus, are we going to get into it, YouTube? Because I'm saying when you're constantly injecting the body with toxins, they're not even viral samples. What are you talking about? Spike protein and the cell? No, God, no. No, God, no. The light layer beneath, buddy. You need to start working on the light layer beneath. You go into these phenomenal models, and it's all models. You've projected into the reality, son. It's a very dangerous way to practice science. Your space observations, again, you don't know. You're not seeing to the root of it. The light. Anything you want to focus on in space and get the light out of, you can really start to maneuver when it comes to, oh, I see, oh, growth, oh, progress. Somebody tried to dumb down the entire human race, and I just witnessed it. And you fucking pundits better, shh, just for one day, shh. Pundits, shh. Nobody cares. That is not an industry. That is an absolute tyranny. What you are doing is putting people in a suspended level of inability to comment directly to you. You're perpetuating these huge Cyrillic static lines, and it's shame on you time, pundits. Pundits, be careful. You're going down a wild fucking ride to nowhere, and you don't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do it if I was you. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's not really. It's a brutal haircut to be blessed with. I would definitely have way more cockiness if I had had great hair. I could have been so cocky, but it keeps me humble. And that's why I'm wasting my time not writing, because I'm canceled and I've been shook. I'm shooken up. Do you know how hard it is to be an autistic person in this world? And then to be shook on top of it? God damn, you pricks, you entire pricks. But what we have coming out the other end of your shit is you lost in a maze. You're 10 years before you can pull off anything, which was only at the time geofencing and isolating innocents, controlling their mechanism once you got them located, and fucking with their interactions. Oh, it's you again. Oh, God. The fucking regulators and the administrators for those guys. We took them down a lot in the last 5 years. Thank God they came at me directly. Thank God for that, because I took it and ate it and nullified all of it, and it doesn't have a leg to stand on left. And what am I talking about exactly? Life without the knowledge of exploitation of the light theory and the light theory that lies beyond it. You have to understand something. These guys have exploited light theory by bringing out the alien story. How perfect, there's aliens, just when you're dying for there to be aliens. For 100 years you've been dying for there to be aliens. No, for 100 years you've been exploiting light theory, and you're trying to find more and more ways to explain your treachery. Treachery based in terror. You're terrorized by the essence of life, and it is not a good look for you. Terrorized by the essence of light. Put up your hand if you are, and be honest. There are so many of you out there, it's not funny. But the ones that become terrorized to the extent of being hateful are the ones we're dealing with. And their appetite for blood and gore and shrinkage of the human experience has been going on for centuries now, if not millennia. It's born in Judaism. It's born in Mongolia. They were born simultaneously. The two dark forces that we're dealing with. And then you've got the ones catching up in the Arab world. Dark forces trying to catch up with core darkness, like these two dark points were. Dark points that possibly could have anchored us in some way, that were possibly needed. An era of time where dark and light were both chosen. But we're done with that era. And now light is the choice. Light is the choice. It's not about, dare I, because I can. It's not about that. And I know so many people are so hard done by. Like, you want to talk, oh God, you out there willing to even make your 100,000s and your 200,000s and your 3 or 4 million years, you're not acceptable, because you're a cog in a wheel that's, it's a global market you're taking advantage of, so you get a chunk of a bigger pie when it trickles down to the nice mid echelons. But then you're talking the creation and the subjugation of a full-on poverty class, and that is a huge portion of people. Don't ever dare again try and say any one of you that it's 10% and we're just supposed to accept it. Some pundit came on last week spewing that all over the US. Anyway, I get it. You want those health no, I keep my health records, man. They're my health records. They're my bank records. They're my driving records. They're my education records. They're not anybody else's. They're nobody's to hold, behold, monitor. That fucking Les Schwab with the full transparency bullshit. He has the nerve to demand full transparency while expecting to live opaquely. No. Sorry, sir. Is that your best? Is that the best you got? Hard no. And then it's a hard no, Les Schwab. What are we going to do with you? What are we going to do with you and Gatesy? Fucking poor Gates, man. Like, how could you be so brutal? He is someone who comes along, gets told how easy light theory really is, and instead of starting to share it, betraying those who gave him that knowledge, which were crooked just like him and screwed, sick as fuck, he starts to exploit it in the worst possible way. He is one of the most ravenous hunters of core frequencies out there. And he also, just like Rife, but Rife did it for the good, he twists them and jams alternate frequencies into core frequencies. That's Bill Gates' crime. And he's done it like no one else has ever done it before him. Anyway, you want it, you got it. But I swear to you, in 50 years only, there's going to be referendums. Do you want to settle for that shit? Or would you like to try something a little bit better? Because by assigning our own digital assets, again, there's no, it's a uniparty held digital asset, or it's a, we can create a framework of digital asset release. A framework of digital asset release. Again, it could have came through me. I could have spent my quadrillions when I had them. I had my bank account full of quadrillions. I could have easily spent that shit out. You want the debt erased? You want MasterCard paid off to shut the fuck up? Do you want, you know what I mean? Who has debt? Pay. Countries, who has debt? Pay. As we're working to maintain the status quo so that the genocidals and none of their minions will pop, because remember, some of them rely on that safety, man. The safety of incoherence. That's what you're talking about. No growth, stagnance, narcissism, arrested development. You're stuck as a toddler your whole fucking life. You're a nightmare to your husband. Your kids are demented. I promise. They want you eventually answering to the machine before you do anything. Before you do anything. That's their 50-year projection for you, but they have no idea how to get through the next 10, which is perfect. So that's why I decided I'd chat it up. And at some point, you guys can have this all come back to you at once in a digital picture. Just fill all the digital identity that I house in my units. This special sacred trail, which the cell phone companies now hold for some reason. Why would you hold that? Embed it in the phone, bud. What do you get? You get hardware, you get some software, but some software should be universal. These are public domains. These are cheap technologies. I mean, inexpensive technologies. They should be around the world by now, and then some. Okay, if you can create AI, do you know what else you can create? Like, holy framework. There is no AI being created. It's some dirty ass. We're demanding the core. We just want to know. We don't care. 50 years out, we can demand the core. 50 years out, we can do the Nuremberg. But we are not there yet. Okay. Okay. I look like Ned Flanders. That's why I'm doing the Ned Flanders. God, that thing raped my beauty. Oh, at one point when Gord was at his peak of love for me, oh, was I beautiful. And then when my next honey came along, I was in shambles. I don't even know how he could look at me. But I loved that he did. And let me just get in shape, get my, I don't know, I'd have to get a wig on. I don't know how I could possibly play that, what with this ailment, but I would definitely get my freak on. Sorry, that song's been in my head all week because somebody put it out. You saw it on some of the mass mediated shit that we're supposed to watch all day long. Supposed to watch shit. And I can't quite write because it's just too hard. I was writing the other day, my computer did an update, shut my fucking files on me, and then failed to give me one of my saves. So I lost. Do you know the motivational challenge it is to constantly have Bill Gates fucking with your shit? Do you know how many times my files have been fucked with on this machine? They only let me get so far and then they tear me down. Like when they stole Miss Tickleberry entirely. Miss Tickleberry was a beautiful story, and they stole it entirely right off my machine. Not to mention my family wedding tract that had everyone I ever loved in it. I can't watch that anymore. I don't have access to it. Do you know how sad that is for me? Anyway, I can only imagine what your life is like. Living there, thinking you have everything, thinking you're still traveling, and thinking the world is still hunky dory and that you're not going to get shut down again, and terrified, and you're going back to normal with your fucking jabs in you. You're well in the upgrade class. You're in the upper two echelons. You got nothing to worry about, except we ain't going with you. It's not about the day that you decide to care for the fucking stricken that lay in your wake. We ain't going with you. You are the willing. You're the willing for the smaller ass circuits. And this is a migration. You have asked the impoverished to migrate like vermin for centuries now. This is about a mass migration. And you AI subterfuges that want to burn fresh water with your nuclear and generate 9 times the energy, all while warring on fucking energy. You're, these are yours. These are your minions now. Anyone who made $100,000 or more a year, you got to understand, you've got a track record of abuse behind you. We all had to hold our places very still for you to make that money. So you better be bargaining for fucking a very huge negotiation when it comes to the future. Because we aren't sitting here in the fucking present going, oh yeah, guess we got no option. Guess we're a voiceless mess. No, we're sitting here preserving our genetic heritage and passing it on to these children. Fucking weirdos. Weirdos. Think you can, oh man, they crept into every aspect of life. The education got taken over, first and foremost. It was horrid. I had to witness the whole thing, and I'm here to report the story and beg us to go somewhere a little bit better with our time and energy. All right? Forgive me for being a mess. Forgive me for being a mess. I don't intend to be. I just have no choice sometimes because that was too hard. That was too hard what I went through. No, it wasn't. You just keep canceling me. You stole the bank account. It just keeps happening. It's not that it was too hard. It's still happening. And then I had to mourn the loss of my sweet mother because she was addicted to COVID shots thanks to your fucking recommendations. Oh, God, no. Both her and I are vax injured, man. We're getting exemptions if you force us into this situation. I'd have my exemption by now, but I'm not willing to be forced. So I'm just going to go with the fact that they got slaughtered the last time they tried it and are only regrouping to try it again somehow. Anyway, it is what it is, but we're not there yet. And while we're not, please just relax and enjoy the fresh air. Okay, let's cheese. Do your jobs. Okay, so they're out there stoking crime, letting criminals off so they will offend again, doing all sorts of shit to stoke crime, all the while saying that surveillance will help us cut it down because it's rampant to a level where we should worry about it. And then it's because they're not doing their job in the first place. There shouldn't be criminals on the streets. They're only there because you let them back. So why are you looking? You're just not doing your job. So it's you not doing your job that causes us to potentially need. Like, come on, think. You got to think. You can't just be led everywhere you go. You can't. It's embarrassing. You got to think. Holy shit, I can't believe some of the smut on that shithole Twitter. Like, why would Twitter do that to us? Why couldn't it just let us have conversations with each other? It was a great fucking idea at the time. Beautiful conversations. And then, never mind. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, y'all took a deep dive off the dead end of depravity. And I'm not even going to pick the bones out of the rest of it because, quite frankly, I don't need to. It was really good talking to you guys tonight. You're all my top fans. Oh, isn't that amazing? They can set you as a top fan. It feels amazing when you're a top fan. Has anyone been a top fan out there? Oh, I hope so. I hope everyone gets to be a top fan at least once. But you got to understand, there's much more we could be doing. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Love you lots. Thanks for listening.